Hello. This video is going to showcase a tool that was written by Dennis Clark to help in the development of Bump N Jump for the Intellivision. As you can see, the tool is called Background. It was used to create the track maps for Bump N Jump, and so although Dennis wrote the tool, it largely will have been used by his partner Joe Jacobs, who is responsible for all of the track layouts in the game. As you can see, the tool is credited to TA Productions, that's Technology Associates, the company that Joe and Dennis founded. So if we tap the disk, we should get straight into things. So as you can see here, we're presented with an editor view with something that looks suspiciously like a bump and jump track, complete with edges whilst running over some water. Now the tool you might recognize looks very similar to another tool that Dennis wrote called Pickadoodle, and I have gone and created a video showcasing that, which I'll link to in the description. And that view would be right. Background is based on Pickadoodle, so they have a common heritage. So what can we do with this background tool? Well, as you can see, I have a flashing cursor which I can move around the screen using the disk. I then have a list of symbols here, and a list of numbers, which are the number on the numeric keypad. So I can insert one of the symbols just by pressing the number on the numeric keypad. So if I do a 6, then I'll get a bit of guardrail, and I can build my guardrail up, for example. I can scroll the list of symbols using the action buttons on the controller. So we can scroll to the left and we see lots of other symbols, and eventually the symbols here run out, and if we keep going we eventually will get to the normal Intellivision character set, which we can insert symbols from, like so. All well and good. You will notice that when I was scrolling there, this number here was changing, so it's giving me an indication of where I am in the symbol table. So at this point I'm in the symbol 1 is number 60 in the list of 64 user definable characters, and when I get to here I'm now at symbol 0 in the list of ROM hard-coded symbols. So in this way I can lay out my my map. Obviously what we need to be able to do is to add some colour to this. So if we press the upper action button, we get a list of colours. These are foreground colours. So if I now press, I don't know, 6, then our guardrail will suddenly be red. And if then I press the upper action button again, I get a list of colours. These are background colours now, so this is an extension over and above the capabilities of Pickadoodle. So I can then set the background colour, and if I press the upper action button again, I get the Intellivision's pastel colour set as well. So clearly, those that know the way the Intellivision works, this immediately means that we're working in foreground background mode. So that gives us quite a lot of control over the kind of layout. What we might want to be able to do though is to edit these user-defined characters. So if I press enter on the numeric keypad, you'll notice that the list here has jumped immediately, so that the character that I was floating over is now character 1, and my cursor has changed so that it is a tiny red dot, which I can move around again with the disk. So but it will only move within the current character. So now if I press the upper action button, what it will do is it will invert that particular pixel within the character. So you can see that I'm changing the definition of this character, and as a consequence it's changing its representation wherever it's appearing on screen. So I can invert again and remove a character just by pressing the upper action button again, like that. And that would then allow me to define characters as I would like. Now there are some other cool little bits and pieces, features that Dennis has provided for us. So if we press 1 on the numeric keypad, it will reflect the current character in the horizontal plane. If we press 2, it will reflect it vertically. If we press 3, it will invert it, so all set pixels are unset, etc. And if we press 4, then it will rotate it clockwise, like that. So yeah, there's a degree of flexibility. I haven't found any ability to copy the definition of a user-defined character from one slot to another, which is would be a cool thing to have, but nonetheless it's not bad at all. The final mode that we have of operation, if I press enter again on the keypad, you'll notice now that my menu down at the bottom here has vanished entirely. Now if I use the upper and lower the left and right action buttons, I can scroll the screen up and down, and we can see here that actually the area that I have available to define my world is actually quite large. In fact, it's 128 characters high, which is quite substantial. And although the definition stops here, actually I can continue to define things way down here. If we go up, you will see we go past where we were, where we started. There is quite a lot. So this data is some that was already available, that was in Joe and Dennis's catalogue of material. As you can see here, it looks as though at this point Joe was probably working on tile design for the various characters. So if I press enter again, then I will flip back into edit mode. So there we go. So this is the tool that was used by Joe and Dennis in order to build the track maps for all 32 levels that went into Bump N Jump, as released on the Intellivision back in 1983. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.